Just take it away from him. Under 4 left. The Barn is alive again.
All gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a T3. I like to learn, but there's nothing you can teach me. We all got opinions. You about to hit Dimitri and Mitches.
That's for Amy.
How you doing?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? Are you doing okay?
I got this throat thing. I don't know.
And then I have this throat thing. It's like a placebo throat thing. I don't know what's going on.
I think you feel as though I gave you something.
I had no throat. And then you're groggy.
I'm good.
Now I'm bad.
I'm only groggy because I was rushing to get here. I do apologize. The little guy, he's been waking up in the morning, causing a little controversy.
Is he going through a regression?
That's what they call it. I'm calling it, he's going to be kicked out of the house soon if this keeps it up. That's
amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
But listen, it's the Sports Show, episode 194.
194?
Yeah, buddy.
Holy smokes.
So can I tell everyone a little something?
Yes,
Yesterday,
please.
I'm cleaning the kitchen. It's my thing with my wife. She bathes the little guy, but I clean the kitchen. It's our kind of thing that we do every night, right?
Respect.
And, I get bored sometimes, right? I got to listen to something. I don't know what happened with the iTunes and the Spotify that we're on, and you can get us at any time. But it reverted me back to some of our older episodes. Dude, they are so entertaining. Like I'm not trying to make us pump us up, but they are funny, like in hindsight too.
Yeah.
And some things we predicted pretty good. There's one clip I listened to yesterday. You specifically are talking about the Draisaitl versus Austin Matthews.
Right, okay.
And you took Draisaitl. You're like, and this is before he won MVP. This is before everything else. And you're like, no, it's Draisaitl. I'm taking him. I'd rather have him than Austin Matthews. You got to listen to us.
Hey, we know a thing or two about a thing or two.
I get it.
I'm not saying much. It's funny because same things happen to me where I'll go on Spotify and it'll just kind of revert back for whatever reason to an old episode or, I got to scroll up in the queue. But regardless, if you think of the process of like what we've done and where we've done it and with who, it's just, look, I didn't come here to cry.
Yeah.
I didn't come here to cry today. Not today.
Not today.
Of all days. We're groggy. Look at me. It's crazy.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
He mentioned it. Spotify, iTunes, Podbeans, Sports Show, YYC Sports Show, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's growing.
Yeah. I know. I see that and I love it. And
can I say something about the
please.
video? So you got this little camera thing here. We're doing it on your camera phone.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the guy to say it.
Right.
But man, you look terrible on this camera.
Oh, it's horrible.
It is not a good look.
I know. I'm not I never have been. I've said it once.
Roster, he's not this wide in the face.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like from side profile, it's like it's like.
See, but they say it's like 10 pounds or whatever.
No, it's 10 inches. You're getting length. You're getting like wide, like it's like wide
I know,
length.
It's the weirdest thing. I agree. And buddy, it's been like that all my life. I'm not photogenic. I'm just not.
No, but I just feel I have to protect you because people are going to watch.
That means a lot. You didn't bring this up and this was not discussed. So I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And
I noticed it.
Believe me, we all noticed it, Mitch. But the thing is, I go, this guy needs some defense. Now, don't get me wrong, Roster. I'm out to get you.
I know.
At any point, I have my Tanya Harding, Jeff Galooly game plan set out.
I believe it.
Your knee, I'm going to target. But here I looked, I go, my partner over here, he needs some help. Dude, it's like almost like you didn't film in widescreen, but you're put on the widescreen. And it's like you're on bleed out.
I don't know what's happening.
You're not that wide.
I'm not.
Roster.
I agree.
He's not that wide.
I'm not. I'm really not. And I appreciate the backup.
So speaking of agendas and everything, Mitch is not wrong. You're coming in. You're coming in hot, straight out of bed.
That's right.
Like just
today was one of those days
I
finally slept in a little bit, and we do this earlier than usual. So I had to jump.
I have zero idea. What Mitch has in store for today's agenda. I have no clue.
Listen, this is the pregame. In less than, 36, 37 hours, it's Super Bowl 56 in L.A., Cincinnati, L.A. They're going to go at it, the Rams. But we're going to get to that. Why? Because we could put it on hold for a couple of seconds.
Sure.
Because tomorrow, your whole day, even if you're an NFL fan, you're not, get ready. Super Bowl tomorrow. The world is taken over by the NFL and what's going on. But it was brought to my attention by South Carolina George last week. A couple of texts he sends over to me, and he goes, can you believe the atrocity of what happened? I'm like, what are you talking about? South Carolina George sends me the article, and then I start doing my perusing. I find out, and I see. I'm a conspiracy guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I like a good conspiracy. Why? Because it's like Kotsobolyo or gossip that me and Dimitri enjoy. We don't always want it to be true, but it's kind of fun to talk about it. But this is undeniable, Dimitri. This one's undeniable. What am I talking about? How about 2 weeks ago on this very podcast, me and you were talking about MLB. Shame on you, MLB. Two guys, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, two names synonymous with Major League Baseball. And you guys, after 10 straight years of voting players in, you get 10 tries. You don't put these guys in because they, were on the steroids or whatever you allege and what you believe is allegedly and what you believe to be true. Fine. You kick them off. We say our piece. We're like, you know what? It's not right. What's not right is not right.
It's not right, Henry.
All of a sudden, what do we see less than a week later? Literally less than 2 weeks later, what do we see? That Major League Baseball will now not be testing for steroids going forward. This is the biggest screw job. Forget Bret Hart and forget all that stuff. This is the biggest screw job of all time.
I'm so mad. I'm so aggravated by all of it.
This is horrible.
I mean, what do you do with that? Like, you know what, baseball? You stink. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
You're a bad friend.
Do it a month later. Do it 2 months later. Not 2 weeks after the two biggest names. And people are going to say, well, McGuire's. No. We're talking about Barry Bonds, who's got the home run record, and Roger Clemens has 7 Cy Youngs and how many World Series trophies. Guys, these are your two biggest names during the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. And you're saying no to these guys, and then 2 weeks, and because of steroids, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, by the way, that thing that everyone's getting in trouble for, we're not testing for that anymore. Next year, that ball, there's going to be balls that are hitting the University of Calgary right outside from a home run.
Part of me loves it, Mitch.
Yeah.
Because we're finally going to get to see a product we've all been waiting for.
Right.
True. Just some super go get 'em, steroided up, high performance, high caliber sport.
I'm excited too, but not like this.
But no, not like this.
Not like this.
This isn't right. You know what? It isn't right. And so why couldn't they? Baseball, couldn't you do this in year 9 and then you have 1 year? But who hates these guys so bad?
The reporter. Remember I told you it's the reporters and the writers of baseball that vote in.
Yeah. Let's see him write about this one.
You know what? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so silly because this year they're not testing anymore. So some kid's going to come onto the scene and start doing it maybe slowly. Getting it integrated into a system, and this kid's going to break all these records, and he's going to be the greatest player of all time.
I got a fix.
Right.
Barry Bonds, honey, sugar, baby.
Yeah.
If you're listening to me, here's what you do. Next Hall of Fame inductee, next class.
Yeah.
Go to the guy.
Right.
Whichever one it is, and say, hey, I am going to pay you $1 million.
Right.
To legally change your name to Barry Bonds.
I like this idea.
That's
a brilliant idea.
Barry Bonds, technically, is in the Hall of Fame. Change it back a year later. I'm out.
Write that down.
I'm out.
That might be the greatest idea you've ever come up with.
Baseball, you think you got your little loophole, your upper management, and all you people, you're not doing steroids, not on the juice anymore? Aha. I have one too. What's
great.
Right is right.
Well, that's right. Exactly.
Change my name.
Couldn't agree more. From there, let's go over to the NHL, a little dump and chase. Listen, they had the All-Star game last week. The Metropolitan team won. Great. I didn't really watch it. Did you watch it?
I didn't really watch the game. I saw some of the skills competition.
Yeah, same with me.
I like the skills.
The skills are okay. Yeah, we talked about it last week. Skills I can do with. But, from there we move on to news and notes because a few things happened this week. We'll snap on them real quick because there's a subject in here that we could sit on again, but we'll just pick on it a little bit. How about we'll start with we'll change it up. A little Brad Marchand, 6-game suspension for punching the goalie in the face. Jari, your guy out in Pittsburgh. Thoughts on Brad doing a Brad thing?
I took it personally.
Why?
Because that's my team.
I know,
that's my goalie.
Yeah,
excuse me, Mr. Marchand.
6 games for punching a goalie though?
You know what? He should. That guy, like, you love him and you hate him. Like I would love to have him on any team.
We've said this before,
right? Like he's just such a necessary force. However, look, it's gonna catch up to him. Like if the league's not gonna suspend him, I'm telling you, Mitch, one of these days he's gonna get it from someone. Hey, like, but the antics, I think they're protecting him a little bit by giving him a 6-game suspension.
You think so?
Yeah, because if you keep going down that path, someone's just going to blindside him with a bad elbow one game, hit him in the knee one game.
Right.
And I'm not saying they're to protect him, but look, the goalie, when it comes to the goalie, yeah, you kind of gotta the 6-game suspension is just worth it for being an idiot.
Right.
Like, you're breaking the code. It's the goalie, man.
Speaking of the code, there's been a lot of talk this year where the goalies are coming out of their crease, they're playing the puck, they're getting body checked, or they are getting in the way of guys that are hustling down to get the puck. And so some people are calling for goalies should be fair game if they're coming out of their crease, and I do agree with that. Like, that punch was in the crease; it was that was right in the net.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. 6 games, I think, is a little extreme if you want the truth.
Right.
But
He's not going to do it again.
I do think that the goalies play it a little bit, and so with that being said,
Mitch.
I feel like if that happens, then Boston goalie comes over, hey, whoa, what's going on? Where a guy body checks another guy, you got to protect the guy. Well, if your goalie is causing a problem with one of the players, then the goalie's got to come out of his crease.
What happened to the good old days?
What happened to the good old days?
See, look.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
You did it to me.
You are very placebo-based, just so you know.
It's crazy.
I'm just saying.
You say, why'd you mention it? Now I'm phlegmy.
I feel bad.
I told you, I get bronchial in the winter. Rosser, we throw these references out. I don't know who catches them, but Mitch, at least you do. You get it. Anyways, point being is, he's not going to hit the goalie again. Number one, if you're getting 6 games, now but I do agree with you. Back in the if a goalie's going to skate out 20 feet to play the puck to try to get it out, hey, you know what? You're fair game.
Fair game.
I couldn't agree more. You're fair game on that.
What else we got here? Hottest team in the NHL happens to be our local guys, the Calgary Flames. 5-game win streak since kind of right before and right after, knocking down Vegas 4-0, knocking down the Maple Leafs 4-1. Do you believe in it? Are you gonna drink the juice again?
You know what? I've been drinking the juice with this team from the get-go. It's just one of those teams that said you don't want to play against the Flames when you're in the playoffs. They're dangerous, and they've tightened it up.
Yeah.
I happen to actually watch those games. I don't catch too many games anymore, but I watched both those games. 2 things. Number one, man, Toronto looks I know they lost.
Yeah.
But man, Toronto looks good. Mitch Marner's everywhere on the ice, man. That team. I know but that's a scary one. But the Flames, they've just tightened everything up. They're so structured. They're so set in what they're doing, and they're fast. It's going to be exciting because then you have all these teams like Colorado, Calgary, maybe Edmonton, right?
Great segue, Dimitri. Great segue.
Maybe Edmonton.
Let's bring it up. Okay. So the Oilers go into the All-Star game on a little bit of on a high. They've won some games, doing well.
They're heating up.
And then All-Star game finishes and complete disaster. Two losses in a row, one to Chicago, one to Vegas. They get kind of beat up pretty badly. And what happens? We've alluded to it. We knew it was coming down. Dave Tippett, you're gone. Ken Holland says, hey, enough is enough. Get out of here. Get out of here, you bum. Grab your stuff and get out of here. So they fire him. They bring in their coach down from the their minor hockey, or not the AHL. They bring in a gentleman named, Jay Woodford. So Jay, this is actually, I think, a smart move. This is the guy that's worked with this kind of the younger guys in the AHL. Bring him up. Also get him some hours, get him some exposure to the big boy league. Okay. Long story short, I heard this one quote from Elliot Friedman, who's a big hockey guy up here in Canada, and I kind of agree with him. He said they had to do it because this year the Oilers have to make the playoffs. There are no excuses. This is a disastrous situation if the Oilers don't make the playoffs, Dimitri. Thoughts on the firing, and was it maybe too quick? They are only 2 games out of the All-Star game.
Yeah. No, it was too late.
Yeah.
It was too late. You got to cut the bleeding sooner than this.
You don't think it was desperate? Or you do think it was a desperate move?
No, I don't think it was a desperate move. I think it's a necessary move.
But you feel like they should have did it?
They should have fired this guy a while back. Look, if you have everything you want, what more can you want on a team?
I don't know.
And you can't make it work?
A defenseman?
Oh, come on. But at this point, there's so many people to blame everywhere, at all times on a team like this. It's just highly dysfunctional. They're like a skating Maury Povich show. You don't know which side you're on. You don't know what's happening. Right? It's crazy. But look, man, you have all the stars. If how can you not make it work? It's clearly a coaching thing.
Sure. You think so?
Yeah. How can you not make it work? They have the pieces. The guys are on autopilot, man.
Well, yes, and I'll agree with that. But bringing Dave Tippett is a successful coach in the NHL. Like, if you really think about it, the whole Oilers organization, new arena, beautiful, great owner, one that sticks up for the team. Ken Holland's, has won the Stanley Cup with Detroit in the previous 2 superstars. Like, what a Norris defenseman in the back, and granted he's a little older, but the point is, like, from a 50,000 foot view, this team is actually pretty good. I do agree that
that's my
the
point.
Coaching. Yeah, but Dimitri, the coaching, I think, is not the problem. It's the players. I think they are on autopilot. We knew this was going to happen. I just want to say, when is it going to be that you guys all listen to me and trade a Draisaitl or McDavid? When will you listen to me? Is that not literally? Be honest here. Is that maybe not the next step now?
Look,
you got to look at it. My
at this point, Mitch,
come.
I don't want to say you're right, but I would say I'll look at it at the time.
Thank you very much. That's all I ask.
But the point with the Oilers, God, why do we stick on these guys all the time?
Well, because they're dramatic. They bring the good news.
That's right. That's right. Get on the juice, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe join baseball.
Do baseball.
Do baseball
I
instead.
like that idea.
Look, you have 2 guys that year in, year out are the point leaders.
Right.
The production's not a problem from that standpoint.
Right.
Could they be deeper? Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that.
Right.
Do they need an upgrade maybe at the goaltender level? Sure.
Well, yeah.
But Mitch, they should be able to win games and make the playoffs.
Agreed. I'm with you. I'm glad. I do think they needed to change the coach, and I think I do.
Well, look at Calgary.
Yeah.
This is why the coaching. Calgary, are they really that much of a better team? I think overall they're a better team.
On paper, no. But,
right?
But now that you watch them play, you can see which team is
right. Why? Because
better,
who did they bring in? Calgary, the Flames bring in 3 guys that they're not there for point production. They're just there to tighten things up.
They brought in Father Sutter.
Okay,
with the
and they
rule
brought
stick,
in.
They
brought in a guy who tightened the whole thing up. They
right.
need a Sutter type guy. You got to tighten it up, and then those guys. We could go in, but they needed to fire the coach a month ago, 2 months ago.
Real quick, Martin St. Louis has now been hired as the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. Très bien or formidable?
Très bien, for
Très
sure.
bien.
Side note, talking to the CD at work.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he played with St. Louis.
Get out of here.
He had a little stint with them.
And
you know what he said to me?
He's got the biggest thighs he's ever seen.
Out of all the people that he played with,
right?
He goes, I can say that guy is the best player I've ever seen play.
Really?
Yeah, and we're talking. He played for the Avalanche. Like, we're talking, he played with the Sakic's and
really?
No, different, but it was just this guy. So he likes the move, and so do I, right? Because I like St. Louis' demeanor, and he even said he commands respect. He's very well. He works hard. Like, he's got everything and all the makings. But I find like the best anytime you get like a 2-way player type of guy. Coaching, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even realize he was into the coaching scene. I had no idea. So,
I could see it.
You know what? Montreal, we've talked about it before. They need that guy that speaks French. They want their contingent there. Hey, I like it. I got no problem. Great. Stanley Cup, MVP guy, no problem.
And a nice guy.
And he seems like a really nice guy, right? And he used to play for the Flames. Way to go, guys. Way to keep that guy. Real quick, the Arizona Coyotes, we talked about this. About
the Arizona Sun Devils?
Yes, it's been signed and sealed and delivered. In 3 years, their new stadium will be built. But for the meantime and in between time, an old Ed Whalen reference, they will be playing at Sun Devil Stadium. Get ready, NHL players. You're going to be walking through the campus the way me and Dimitri do. Get ready for keg stands. Get ready for pong. I actually think this could be the greatest thing the NHL has ever wanted.
They might be onto something.
Something.
This is a league that brought a team to Vegas before anybody.
And look at the home field advantage they get. This could be the second best home field advantage.
Hey, I'm just ASU?
Yeah. ASU.
Oh, man. A whole new breed of fan.
Buddy, I think it's smart. Brilliant play. You know, Gary, I was wrong about you, Gary. I was wrong.
You know what they are? They're moving in. They're moving into the parents' house.
That's right.
And the younger brother just grew up and is 18. And is like, oh, my God, my older brother's moving in. But now they're at the party age.
Yeah, right.
It's like they just got divorced.
Yeah.
They had to pack their stuff.
That's right.
They moved into they're moving into the smaller house.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little tight. But it's going to be it's the frat house.
It's the frat house.
It's amazing.
I'm actually quite excited about this whole thing. This is big. I at first I thought it was silly.
I'm not Flemmy anymore.
I know, because it's good.
I'm excited.
I like. All right, let's get into it. It's NFL time. Super Bowl 56 being played literally in about 36 to 37 hours from right now. You got your Cincinnati Bengals taking on your LA Rams. The line right now is -4. Dimitri, the greatest part about this game is not the game. It's the halftime show. Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop, Mary J, and Eminem all together. Are you more excited about the game or the halftime show?
The halftime show is going to be amazing.
It's going to be good.
You know why? Because even Tamara the other day, she goes, I didn't realize the halftime show has these people I'm going to watch.
There you go.
You did. Hey, Pepsi.
Hey.
NFL.
What are you doing?
You did your job.
Smart.
Bringing everybody
That's
in.
right.
This whole playoff experience, I got to say, postseason for the NFL has been fantastic.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the halftime show, and I'm really looking forward to the game.
Exactly.
It is a big question mark.
Right.
But not for me.
What?
Because I already know what's going to happen, Mitch.
All right, before you go into it, I did a checklist. Let's do the checklist together real quick.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
I'm
and
cool.
then you
Yes.
you give your synopsis at the very end. All right. We'll start with coaching. Who's got the edge in coaching? Cincinnati or LA?
I'm a McVay guy. I think I like it.
You know what? I'm going to say McVay as well, but this Zach Taylor guy, he's right behind. They come from the same coaching tree.
I would just,
stuff like that.
true, but I just say from a consistency over the last few seasons
Agreed.
and now.
Check mark to Sean McVay. At number 2, it's the quarterback, Joe Burrow versus Matt Stafford. Who do you like in that?
You know what? Believe it or not, I got to go Burrow here.
Yeah.
Because he's been hot since coming in the league. Now, I base it off this. Stafford, like the Bengals are almost a Detroit-y like team.
Weird. Okay.
Right?
What?
Stafford couldn't do it, but Burrows.
Good. What? You got
Burrows has
kind of a
dug
weird
his way into
point.
the
I see
Super
what you're at.
Bowl.
You know, the only thing that worries me about Matt Stafford is if he has a bad game, if the lights are too bright tomorrow for him, I just don't know. This is where he falters. This guy can either be electric or complete garbage fire.
Right, fair enough.
All right, wide receivers. I mean, you got Cincinnati, Boyd, Chase Higgins versus Kupp and Beckman, basically. Right? You know what I mean?
I got to go with the Rams.
Yeah,
Overall, just overall
yeah,
production,
right.
because that's the thing, right? Is that if that chemistry's not there between with Burrow and Chase, like
Yeah.
that's if they can lock that down, that's a tough one.
The running back position is automatic to Cincinnati because we don't even know who the running backs are in the Rams organization right now. So we'll take that.
And they can hold on to the ball.
That's all. Yeah, Captain Fumble, as Dimitri called.
Akers.
Offensive line. I truly believe this is where the Super Bowl will be won. I'm
Yeah.
not even joking you. The trenches right here. O-line, D-line. Who do you like on the O-line?
You know what? O-line and D-line.
Yeah.
I like the Rams on both sides, and that is.
I do agree with you
Listen,
there.
I believe that is the difference maker. The special teams and the defense is gonna be really key in this game, and I just think all those guys on the Rams are so dialed that it's almost like when Baltimore won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Remember when you had Suggs and oh my God, why can I not remember the jailbird?
What, Ray Lewis?
Ray Lewis, thank you. Remember when those guys made it to the Super Bowl,
of course.
and it was like, okay, we're here again. We're not getting much of these.
Right.
I think that's what's going to happen with the Rams.
Special teams.
The jailbird. I can't believe. Allegedly.
I'm gonna take the Bengals there. I'm gonna say the linebacker and DBs. I'm gonna put it even across the board there.
Okay.
I don't think there's right now. It's the Rams would have a 4-3. Now, final one. This one I think might be the biggest thing. The intangibles. So what do I mean by that? They're playing in LA.
Yeah.
So they got home field advantage. Technically, they should have. Is that a big play or something that we haven't thought of? Go ahead. Now give me your synopsis.
I don't think home field advantage is an advantage for the Rams. They're struggling to get their fans there.
Yes.
However, they already went through that the game before, right? Where they struggled to get fans for the 49ers, and it didn't faze them.
True.
So I think it's fine.
Fine.
Right. But if I were to give the advantage to someone,
Right.
I give it to Cincinnati, who's been under the gun the whole time, pretty much.
Okay.
Right? Like as an underdog story.
Now, is that your pick? It's -4. Are you going to tell the people who you like and what you're going to do here?
Yeah, well, I had a friend of mine ask me to do a straight bet, $50. Say, I go, hey, why don't you pick the team first? He goes, fine. I think it's the year of the Tiger. I go, well, I'm so happy that you think that because I think it's the year of the Ram.
What?
And that's why right now, read it.
Yeah, it does say that.
Okay. $50.
$50.
Year of the Tiger.
Yeah, I see it.
Live on the sports show. You're on, Storier. The bet's locked in. I got skin in the game. No, I think the LA Rams. You know what? Maybe I'm just riding my pick, my dark horse pick from the beginning, and I think they're gonna pull through.
I hate to tell you this, you're hooped, and I'll tell you why. And it's not because I think that Cincinnati's gonna win. It's because the future's already told us. Ladies and gentlemen, you know me. I peruse the internets. Ladies and gentlemen, The Simpsons has already called it. 10 years ago, there was an episode where they had it was like Homer's watching the news, and the guy says, the reporter says, Cincinnati has beat LA in the Super Bowl. 34-31. There's your intangible. The Simpsons has already called it, amongst other things that they've already done. Google it if you don't believe us. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bengals will not just cover the 4. They're going to win it straight up. Put your money where your mouth is. It's over. It's over.
Amazing.
Done.
It's amazing.
From there, we go to Rapid Battle. You ready, bud? I'm ready. Here we go.
Hey, hold on. You didn't want to bring up the thing?
What thing?
The trade thing? You didn't want
Well,
to?
it's in here.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm bringing it up when I can bring it up.
I don't know what you're talking
about. Well, you said at the very beginning of the show, don't worry, we're going in hot. And I said to you, I was trying to warn you.
I like when it's organic sometimes.
Well, I know, and it is organic.
Okay, what? There's big news in basketball.
Just say.
Okay.
It is a big news story.
No, we're at the 26-minute mark
No,
already.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Let's get going
All
then.
right. Kyler Murray, quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, has unfollowed and deleted nearly all his Instagram posts about the Cardinals. Should they be worried?
No, because the Arizona Coyotes did that with their fans in stadium.
Calgary is named sexiest city in Canada. Really? Or obviously?
Well, you got 2 of the sexiest men in Calgary.
Not on this camera angle.
It's a bleed out. It's the bleed out.
Can somebody call us? Let us know what I'm doing wrong. Olympians are upset about living conditions at the Olympics. Over dramatic, or what did you expect during COVID Olympics?
Oh, come on, you guys. It's the same thing every year.
You're not happy with the cardboard bed?
Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, Olympian, and I'm not here to money shame anyone, but I'll tell you something. You guys work for peanuts. I want to see your living conditions.
I'd like to see it.
I want to see your apartment.
Yeah, well, they must think it's a little better when they're coming back going, man, we live in actually pretty good times.
And they put in all the money in the stadium so they can compete at a high level. You complain about the accommodations right now.
When will they learn?
It's like going to an all-inclusive and saying, this doesn't seem 5-star. Take it easy.
What? And the free burrito?
What do you expect for $1,200 all in for a week? Food,
Can I
booze.
get an extra burrito? I can.
What? Hold on a sec. I can go to the draft machine anytime I want.
And the burritos all the time?
Sorry, how many buffets a day? And you're going to complain about the price of the ticket. Can you believe Sunwing charges $1,200? Oh, what do you mean?
Wait a minute. No Wi-Fi? What do you mean?
Try that in Hawaii. See how far it gets you.
National Pizza Day just passed. Let's put this to rest. Is pineapple a viable option for a pizza?
It's not for me, but yes.
All right, here it is. Last one. It's where Dimitri wanted to take this. NBA trade alert. The Brooklyn Nets have traded James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons. Who won the trade?
Brooklyn. I want to know right now what's wrong with Harden. Well, he's the Jennifer Aniston of the league.
Right.
Looking good.
Yeah, good
but
point.
Why does nothing stay?
He doesn't get along. So he's one of the things I read. He was also a little upset about Kyrie, the Kyrie situation there, and the burning of sage. I guess Kyrie likes to burn sage. He's very, for a lot of people that may think he's like, a little over the top. This guy's a natural path kind of guy.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
He doesn't like to say it. But I'm with you. Like you got Harden. Like James Neal. Why can't he get along with his team? Talented guy, but why can't he get away with it? But I do agree with you. I think that Brooklyn won this trade. You got a guy that was #1 draft pick a couple of years ago. He's not a scorer. He wasn't ever told to be a scorer. So you're letting Durant be Durant again.
The 76ers messed up bad.
But I think I think this is down the middle. I'll be honest with you, because now you got Embiid and James is getting back what he wanted. But we said this before. James Harden, when he was on Houston, was unstoppable. Why? Because he was the only one on the team, and he did what he wanted to do. Now you give him a big man. This is a little bit like Kobe and Shaq to me, slightly. Obviously not as talented, but you got a good combo there. And then with Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn gets back what they want. I think this is actually a very down the middle trade, to be quite honest with you.
It's a fair point. That makes sense. However, you know what the problem is?
Yeah.
Harden is the problem.
Right.
He's just jealous of Durant.
Right.
Sorry, Durant's out. You guys suck. Well, guess what? It was like that in OKC.
Right.
And it's like that in Brooklyn.
So
you're just second place.
I agree. And next week we'll talk more about it because, NFL will be done. We can talk a little bit about what will happen in the Super Bowl, but it's NBA time. We're going to talk about NBA. We haven't talked about it all year.
What a best jingle.
Can I say something? That podcast I was listening to yesterday, that's how it started. You and Jeff.
What?
Yeah. I'm not joking. I'll pull it up for you.
We said we would never speak his name again, but damn it, I missed that, man.
Dude, you got to hear it. He's so good at it. He's so good at it. We really messed up by not bringing him with us.
We really did.
We really did.
We took marketing Matt for a while over this guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me tell you a little. Anyways, I'll forget about it.
You know what? Next week.
Go to the archives. You'll know what we're talking about. So, because you wouldn't let me ask you.
Guitar.
Remember, how many times a week do I call you and ask you for advice on the pod? Like, you're the tech guy, I'm the organizer guy, right?
Right. Fair.
And normally, the one thing I do call you about is like, hey, Maga Malaka, what are we going to talk about? Well, yesterday we're talking on the phone, and you had to run back up to the office. I forgot to ask, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem. I got two. And I don't know which one to pick right now. Because one's a little, let's say, more risque. And then the other one.
Out, Mitch.
Can I just tell you what it is?
Okay, give them to me. Let me pick the top five.
It's Maga Malaka. Dimitri's going to, on the fly, tell you which one we're going to do.
Oh, no.
Here we go. It's things to do in L.A. because it's Super Bowl. All right, that's one.
Okay.
The other one, because of the Arizona Coyotes situation, they're going to be on campus now, drinking games.
Things to do in LA, please.
That's what I thought. I knew it.
Mitch,
I knew it. Just to the roster, I knew this was going to happen. Good thing I came prepared.
There's a 2022 Dimitri. It's a little.
By the way,
no.
Can I tell you something? If you go back to the archive.
No.
I'm just joking. All right, it's Maga Malaka time. Here we go. It's things to do in LA. If you happen to be in LA because you went for the Super Bowl and you're from Cincinnati and you've never been to the West Coast, here you go. Dimitri. You go to Skid Row, Maga or Malaka.
No,
no,
Malaka, don't go there.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Don't go there. Yeah. That's a rough place.
It's a rough
It's
time.
Mad Max.
Yeah, it really is, actually.
It really is.
I mean, it's literally a part of the city. They're like, here you go. You guys have this, and then the rest is for everyone else.
It's like the opposite of what the Vatican is to Rome.
Ah, that's a good point.
You know,
yeah.
it's its own little... Yeah. Anyways.
What about taking a Hollywood bus tour? Like go see all the celebrity houses or, venues?
You know what? You're there.
You're there.
Yes, it's a good thing.
It's a very sprawl area. I mean, I'm sure you know that now, so you need a bus either which way.
Great description.
Thank you.
It is a sprawl area. Yeah. It's a lot of sprawl.
What about visiting the Chinese theater?
Oh, iconic.
Yeah.
I would package all that.
Put it
Hollywood
all together.
Boulevard, the Chinese theater. Yeah.
Probably where you're going to get on the bus, actually.
That would probably be the first stop. Yeah. That's right.
How about the Griffith Observatory? You've seen it in a lot of movies. You want to go look at the stars.
Beat it, nerd. Malaka.
Says the guy that watches Star Wars all the time. I was going to say Star Trek.
I love science, but you're not going...
It's funny. If I had said Star Trek, I think you would have came over the table at me. That's the weird thing. That's why I had to stop myself for a second. You nerds, you get so personal with that stuff.
You know what? You could take your attitude out of warp speed, okay? See what I did there?
Yeah, see it. Venice Beach. You got to go to Venice Beach.
Okay, Maga.
Yeah.
But start at Newport Beach, okay?
Okay.
That's the beach of beaches. But I'm going to tell you something, Ross. If you've never been to LA, you're going to go to Venice Beach.
Yeah, you got to go.
You're going to get disappointed.
Well, yeah.
You know what?
No, I don't know. Depends on what you want.
Listen, the way they make it look like in the TV shows and movies,
right?
It's not that great of a beach. I said it.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree, but it's damn entertaining. I will say that. Very entertaining.
Yes, that's a good.
I saw when I went there 6'7" big, large man wearing a thong on roller skates. I'm going to leave it there. I just leave it there. That's it. Just say. You tell me where else you could see that, because I'll go. Last one, it's Dodger Stadium. If you're in LA, do you go to Dodger Stadium?
You got to do all the stadiums.
You got to do all the stadiums.
Yeah, you got to do all of them. They're fantastic.
There it is. Episode 194 in the books. Done. Finished.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it. We run a little bit over, but that's okay. We're not doing the CJSW show this week, although we'd love to do more of it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It would be great. Roster, thank you so much for listening. Episode 194. Of course, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're pretty much any which way that you want to get it. Thank you for the feedback. Got a couple compliments this week. Got some loyal listeners. It's been fantastic. But yes, episode 194. We got to shove it in the locker because we got to hit the showers.
Have a great Super Bowl. Enjoy the game. And just a little FYI. Yeah. Let's say we are doing things.
What are you doing?
Have you heard this one before?
What?
Fight the bag. Have you heard this one?
No, I have not. That
So what do you
seems
do?
no, I don't want to know. Can you move on?
I'm just telling you.
Why
what
are
it
you
is.
doing this to me?
It's actually quite
You're a
entertaining.
terrible person.
What about
I lied. It's not a bleed out. You're fat. Okay? I just didn't have the heart to tell you.
lose a pound?
Lose a couple pounds, man.
Jesus. Just, I want everyone to go back to those archives. Listen to what Dimitri has to say. He's got some great, great bits. I'm a big fan of this guy over here. Big fan.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
I hate your guts. I actually hate your guts. You're not a good person.
You can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I be locked in.